What on earth is going on with the Bink token with big dog Fink on Solana, a meme coin that's up almost 3x in the last 24 hours? Let's have a look at the on-chain data. Let's look behind the price action to figure out who's actually buying here, who's selling here, how solid is this rally, and does it make sense to jump on this positive momentum? Now here's a long-term logarithmic chart, and we are currently at 0.4 cents roughly, and we went up by 200% almost, and that's because of a buyer overhang of 60% of buyers versus only 40% of sellers. Now, despite all of that, we don't see Bink as a trending token in the last 6 or 24 hours. We only see it as trending in the last 1 hour, but it is the second largest in terms of liquidity, only after Chill Guy. And we've made several videos on Chill Guy even very early on this channel. Now, to find out whether or not it makes sense to still buy, we do not get any information from the website, right? This is a mistake that many people do. They just look at the officially easily accessible data. I think we have to go one step beyond this. We have to look at data most people do not consider. Let's first have a look at whether or not the social metrics align. So we've got 19,000 followers on Twitter or on the X platform, but then we've only got 750 members in Telegram. Now that is a bit odd. How many holders do we have on chain? The answer is 2,700 roughly. So it very much looks like this is a manipulated Twitter account. This is not a good start. Now let's go deeper into the on-chain analytics, because the nice thing is that most trading volume still happens on-chain. 93% of trading volume happens on Radium. The token can also be bought on Crypto.com, but it doesn't seem like this is where price discovery happens. So here's the number of first-time traders versus recurring traders per day in the last month. And on the right side, we see the number of token transactions per day in the last month. We clearly see how there's a lot of new first-time traders coming in, and seems to be happening in waves, which is quite similar to the token price development, right? It tends to shoot up very quickly. The same is true for the number of token transactions. We've seen a massive spike yesterday. We can ignore the data point today because today hasn't yet finished. So we have to keep waiting to figure out how sustainable the current momentum in terms of token transactions really is. We see the similar kinds of two waves in the very long-term trading volume chart. A lot of volume at launch, now a lot of volume just recently, pretty much zero volume in between. So there were days where only $57 of the token were traded. And so instead of just looking at trading volume, we can also look at the number of holders over time. On the left side, we've got the number of retail investors. On the right side, we've got the number of whales. And in the middle, we've got something that's in between. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 25,000 Bink tokens. Now at the current price, that's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. For the chart in the middle, we go at 10x in minimum holding threshold. So that's now $10,000 worth of the token. On the right, another 10x, so $100,000 worth of the token. This is another red flag. We've got 2,700 holders on chain, but apparently 1/3 of them has more than $10,000 worth of the token. This is not realistic. This is not how the Solana chain works. It's also very odd how there's more than 700 wallets with more than $100,000. What percentage of the entire token supply is currently held by wallets that have less than $1,000 worth of the token? At the beginning, it was 30%, but then something happened, maybe token minting, I don't know, maybe some kind of manipulation. Then it went down to 0.1%. Now the holding by the wallets with less than $1,000 rounds down to 0% of the total supply. I'm not making any judgment here, right? I'm simply just presenting the data. When we see a rallying token that has been around for a while, what's driving this? Is this a lot of natural demand by a lot of retail investors, or is something else going on? For me, it appears as if there is something else going on for this token. The on-chain metrics do not look organic whatsoever. Now, here's the thing. I believe that most upside potential is in the small market cap tokens. And it's especially in the meme coins. Have a look at this. In the last 7 days, what performed the best? It's all meme coins, and it's hundreds of percent potentially. We talked about Chill Guy early on this channel. We talked about Bully early on this channel. We also talked about the TITS token early on this channel. So feel free to follow here. Because here's the problem. Once a token rises to a certain market cap, it takes a lot of capital again to double and triple the token. And especially for meme coins that do have a lot of risk, that can easily go down by 50-60%, you do still want to see the upside potential. And so when the market cap is already pretty high in the billions of dollars, then there is not that much upside potential, but there's still the downside potential. So the risk versus reward isn't that great. Have a look at this. This is the largest meme coins in the last week. Pretty much everything went down. Only Dogecoin went slightly up. So once a meme coin has risen to a certain level, it's time to be cautious. It might make sense to go into the tokens that are not in the billions, but only in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. But the question is always, how can we pick the right small meme coin, right? There's so many small meme coins. How do we not get burned? And I believe the answer to this is wallet tracking. So the blockchain is 100% transparent. And so once we've got a wallet of a certain influencer, of somebody that moves markets, of somebody that is a top trader, of somebody that did do the right things in the past. Once we have those wallets, we've got a very nice mechanism to filter what to buy and what to sell. Have a look at this. So this is Martini Guy, and he bought the Moon token when it was still at 4066. So that was even before the listing on Radium. So that was directly on the Pump.fun ecosystem platform. When he bought, his position went up by more than 4,000%. Of course, it subsequently collapsed, but that's the idea of trading, right? You don't just want to buy and hold meme coins. Meme coins are a rotation game. You want to be in as long as the momentum is positive, and you want to exit very quickly once that turns around. Have a look at this here. Another alert by the Martini Guy. He bought the Fatties token, again directly on Pump.fun. And again, a very similar development. So the purchase happened directly on the platform. Subsequently, the price went up by 1,680% and then came crashing back down. Now, what's important with buying tokens that early, with tracking other influencers, is that first of all, we have to take profit, but secondly, also we have to be somewhat diversified. We can't bet half of our portfolio on a single bet. This is very risk on. So here again, the Martini Guy. He bought Chippy, and that was at 2022. Here are his purchases. Now it's at 2016. So there are trades that don't necessarily always work out. It is a game of risk versus reward. You want to buy when the upside is still there. You don't want to buy the meme coins that are in the billions of dollars. But when going risk on like this, it's more important than with any other strategy not to lose everything, right? It's important to make small bets every now and then take profit when those make multiple X returns. And so that's why I made several tutorial videos on the topic, on risk mitigation, on portfolio diversification, of course also on on-chain tracking, etc. Now I've talked about him now often enough, so here is that guy. This is Martini Guy. He's got 150,000 subscribers and we track 12 of his wallets. We did this through on-chain analytics. We found out some of his wallets. But check this out. This is Alex Becker's channel. We also track his wallets. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. Now, when he talks about a token, it puts that much attention on the token that of course the price has to rise. We've got also 12 of his wallets. We're also tracking Crypto Banter with 1.1 million subscribers. We've got 33 of their wallets. And so I really believe this is the way to get an edge in crypto. It's not just buying random tokens that are funny, that are in some kind of list of trending tokens. I think it's much more important to follow the insiders. It's to follow the early money. It's to follow the people that have more attention and that can push prices higher. I like this strategy of wallet tracking that much that I made a dedicated tutorial course on just that. So it's 8 videos in total. It's how to find influencer wallets, it's how to track them. It's also how to interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. Once we have a signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We have to discuss our on-chain analytics. We have to compare what kind of conclusions we come to. That's why we've got our dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so could the Bink price go higher? Yes, of course it could, because it's all currently manipulation by a few central players. Will they manipulate it higher or will they rug pull everybody? Nobody knows. I personally prefer tokens that have organic growth, where there's something behind the token adoption. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.